I love the Bryn because Spear looks good, right? It's a 50-50 matchup into Axe. It's generally pretty even, but I think Spear is really good against Hammer. So coming in with that Spear, and then of course Axe, it's going to 50-50 against Axe. Why not? It's the same weapon.
Yeah, and also anytime Experience decides to go for any type of play on big signatures like that, because Experience loves to throw them out, you have some good range coverage there from Bryn to close the gap to get them with your own. You don't want to do them so often because then you're giving a free punish to Experience, but Experience will throw out many N6, many D6, just to get you to be scared at the start, so that way Experience could just completely control the pace of the match after that.
Yeah, Experience will just kind of show those threats and make you worry about them. But right now, Stingray is doing a really good job of playing that stage control game, right? He's kind of just taken center stage and is letting Experience run all around him like a fly, but he's like, I don't care as long as I've got center stage. I've still got the sandwich in my hand so the fly can't land.
Exactly. Like, what happens to you when you decide to approach me and you saw the bright light and said, ooh, that looked great, and you get shocked? Now, all of a sudden, I have the lead, and you're the one who's going to have to approach me. Experience has definitely shown he can't do that, but not what we're used to seeing from this character. Usually, we're seeing more burst-heavy characters like with the cannon play to get in quickly to deal with those situations.
And there is the side air coming out from Stingray. He's got that slight health advantage. He's got that stock advantage. Of course, it's going to take a little bit more before Experience can finish off this stock of Stingray. And right now, Experience is having a hard time getting in on top of Stingray.
Yeah, it's actually really good passive play from Stingray, playing around that. And now just look at the grounded control he has. But it just moves up. There's the big punish. We said it before. Experience is not one to hold off from trying to do those. You have to capitalize every time. Tries to go and take away, because you're already in sweat speeds. Might as well try to hit this air, but Experience just dodging that.
He saw his dodge didn't have the distance for it, couldn't hold to get to the wall touch, so instead opted to try to get a hit, maybe go for the chase dodge up, or at least put some pressure on the opponent, and just didn't connect.
Yeah, hopefully in that spot too, sometimes you'll get hit by the recovery from Experience, like, oh, hey, cool, I'm back. Yeah. So the Stingray has still just been holding the lead so well. Side light coming through, does not get the side air on the chase up, but Stingray just missing the recovery as well, does get the side air. That time Experience has got to make the correct call here. Weapon toss down and gets through.
Yeah, really good weapon toss up into a pickup side air from Stingray. He's got the damage advantage, needs to get the stock, got the downlight, and of course, that'll lead to a side air. Stingray building a bigger lead.
You were talking about the Spear being such a good walk into this being a 50-50 type matchup, but it's been working well against the Hammer too, besides just the Axe, and now because he's locked on the Axe, Experience has been kind of struggling to get in, but Stingray's optimization of both. It hasn't even just been one. The Axe has also been really good from Stingray so far too. I'm really liking the look of Stingray to start things off.
Yeah, and one thing that also is working really well, we talked about the weapon matchups, but the stat matchup, right? Bryn coming in with high movement speed lets Stingray have all this ground control that he wants. He's been able to deny landings from Experience, and right now he's one stock away from getting the game advantage.
Yeah, immediate neutral lights do say back off, and Experience just done with it. It's like, okay, all right, you know what?
You did it.
Sometimes you don't see that too often, and I know that people are probably just in chat just to rage quit, but like, you have a best of 5 set. Sometimes it's good to just walk away from that game when you know that you're done. Yeah. It's like, okay, I can't figure this out. Yeah, keep yourself in check because you have 4 more games to go. Now, if we see that happen again, then maybe rage quit, maybe a little salt, but like, I think at this point you switch off. Yeah, there's no reason to keep doing that, and you go to a different matchup because that was not working.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. With the swap to the Hugin, it spells out to me that Experience was like, you know what? This is a bad matchup. I'm going to change it up to something different that maybe will have a better chance. And the Hugin makes a lot of sense. Bow, of course, a great weapon. And we've seen Experience's Scythe. His Mordex looks so good in the crew battles.
It really did, actually. We've seen a lot of people. I mean, Mordex is not like it's uncommon, but we've seen a lot of really good Scythe play from people of late, even just talking about
Scythe Renaissance.
True. Who was it yesterday? Fried to Soul, who had that incredible run yesterday, switching between both. Now we're seeing the switch up here. I like the bow, though, because I feel like you feel more comfortable, but I think the main thing is that Experience could not get enough hits to make Stingray feel uncomfortable. So now with Scythe, you at least could actually force that fear.
Yeah, being able to put some pressure on the opponent via just like, you have to dodge correctly. If you dodge wrong, now you're suddenly in a very dangerous spot. I'll get 3-4 hits afterwards. Good dodge through from Experience, but he's not able to take advantage of the fact that he's got the weapon, and now Stingray's over to the Axe. The side air could give him the first stock, and it will.
I was counting them out at the end. That was 3 whiff D-lights and then 3 more whiffed hits. It was 0 for 6 at the end of that stock there on the side of Experience. So nothing was working with that Scythe, and that is huge for Stingray, because that means that you're able to play around that the way that you are. Now you have the lead once again, and Experience has to play your game.
Yeah, Experience definitely struggling right now. Even falling might be signs of a broken mental as he is stuck on this wall.
usually you could see when someone's kind of camping to get you to move, but you can kind of see an experience kind of looking a bit lost over on the side. They're just fighting completely unarmed right now, not even going for a weapon, decided just to box up close.
Stingray, of all people, is not one to fall for that mental trap, right? Experience can sit on the wall, and Stingray is like, I don't care. I have the stock advantage. I just win in 6.5 minutes.
Exactly. The timer's your friend. Well, timer's also my friend. The scythe coming through, just missing out as well. Once again, like that's like 3 more whiffs on the scythe. They're just not connecting.
Yeah, Experience really just struggling in this matchup. Stingray looking so good. Another side air, another neutralite, and he is now on the cusp of a 3-stock.
Yeah, it looked like it could happen too. Stingray has been completely dominant so far here in the second game, just the same as the first Experience. Hanging out on the side, deciding to go for the taunt. I think that is signs of what we are expecting to see. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, because sometimes this is the universal sign of I'm having connection issues, right? Like you do that, and you just say, I'm struggling. But Stingray, he's doing what Sparky and I are saying is just take the dub.
Say, hey, we
get your money.
There is a statement in the FTC. We take those. Yeah. It's just that's it. if you're having issues, well, But the fact that Experience right now is kind of been showing this behavior from the start. I think is alluding a little bit more to the fact that Experience is trying to make something happen. But something does happen right there. Does finally get a stock. Let's see if maybe things are changed up now.
I don't know, a little bit of wonkiness coming out from Experience, and it might be playing to his favor right now because Stingray's like, I'm not entirely sure what I should do with the fact that you're just running to the other side of the map. I
mean, remember what we were saying before when sometimes against the best players, for one, you need to not get hit by a weapon toss. But two, you got to do some things that are a little bit goofy sometimes, a little bit weird because it makes them go, what? But that time, it looked like Experience was kind of turning himself into a bot.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
There was a hot moment there where it was like, did he disconnect? And then he'll do a gravity cancel B-ball, and I'll be like, no, that's just him being weird.
Is that the meta play? It's like let me just pretend that I'm actually a bot.
The fake DC. It's like the, I don't know if you've seen the clip of Elden Ring where somebody gets invaded and then they pretend to be one of the NPCs and they're just holding a fire, walking laps around, and then the invader leaves.
I did not see that.
That's the strat.
But I'm going to need that linked to me because that sounds hilarious. Also, play Elden Ring. That game's fantastic. We're going to also see a game number 3 here coming in. Let's see if Experience has figured something out. We're going to see the switch up now to the Rayman. This is something we expected to see, and let's see if Experience decides to kick it up a notch and actually put a little bit more effort behind this game, because the last one definitely looked like okay, my counter pick was completely wrong, and I'm just kind of done with this game.
Yeah, it's time for the counter pick. He's hoping for the Rayman to be the thing that works out the best, and so far it's been better. He's getting damage built up. He's getting a sideline air and a ground pound. He's getting the weapon toss. He could get the KO, but
is this like Mensa level 5 where you intentionally throw the first 2 games and then all of a sudden just get the reverse 3-0 because everything in the first 2 was like, what are you doing? I mean, who knows?
Hustle.
Hey, true. We're out at the pool hall. You got 5 games to play. You might or potential 5 games to play. Might as well mess with them all. Stingray currently went out a weapon and took a lot of damage off the start.
Yeah, I mean, Experience definitely has the advantage here. Stingray utilizing all the soft platforms, though, to try to get this stock extension. Doesn't hit the downlight. Dodged out. Experience not going to get caught by the sidelight, downlight, side air this time.
Yeah, Experience kind of do what you need to do in this position, too. Like, you see the spear. You want to get to the axe matchup. So you just hover around the platforms as much as possible to make Stingray come to you, because you don't want to go down there and get caught by sidelight, and all of a sudden the game's even. Speaking of...
Oh. Got the nair, read the dodge in from Experience. Gravity cancel down sig on Wake Up. That's going to be a burn dodge. He's stuck on the corner, but Stingray, he's playing the stage control game.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. There's a lot of time to play, and there's a lot of mistakes that could happen. Weapon toss coming through. Experience trying to get the cross up with the side air, but not going to hit. Stingray looking for a play in center, looking for a jump from Experience. Does not give it to him. This is a big game of Nooch. Yeah. Very slow pace, but they're looking for the first one to overcommit. The
extreme neutral game. Experience does find the recovery as Stingray went off stage. A rare mistake from Stingray, and Experience is able to get that stock advantage.
It's actually, you're right. We haven't seen Stingray spend too much time off stage at all because he's got the consistent KO confirms anyways. Why bother?
He's been winning on stage, so why go off stage? But now Experience has that stage advantage. He's got the stock advantage. He's got the weapon in hand. Doesn't get more damage, though, because the side air from Stingray might be enough.
Yeah, Stingray looking for the weapon toss before I had to give it up, but does, however, get the side air necessary to close it out there. Not too much damage on that stock. Now you need to make Experience stay put because Experience has been just enjoying the sights on every one of these soft platforms.
I mean, there's a lot of stage here, right? So many different places that Experience can retreat to, but the main stage is the most valuable, and Stingray is the one utilizing it the best.
Mm-hmm. And so far, like, what do you think is going to be the change up here now? Because obviously Stingray is just holding center stage, but how do you get Experience to break more in these spots? Because Experience has just been perfectly fine with waiting for Stingray to try and go in on a platform and then move in. When do you think is going to be the break moment where Stingray tries to mix it up?
I mean, the thing that breaks Experience the hardest is when he gets caught multiple times. A nice double downlight into the side air, and we might start seeing Experience break. As more downlights connect from Stingray, could lead to the KO.
Yeah, good dodge right there. Is going to be able to get back on. Stingray realizing it was not really much he could do about going for a GCD light ground pound there, so decided to get weapon. You're at side air ranges. If you get him on the side, hovering around that platform too much, you can't do that right now because Stingray is just showing like, hey, look, I'm going to go for it soon. Experience dodging at the moment, but it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, I mean, Stingray knows one side air. That's all he needs, right? He's just threatening that side air. You see him kind of bunny hop center stage, and he's like, if I just hit a side air, then I get the stock advantage, and then 4 minutes left until your demise.
Exactly. You're up two games at the moment, too, so it's on Experience to have to pull the trigger at some point. You have to make it happen. Side light into side air is going to go and get the hit. Recovery's not going to get the reverse hit he was looking for, but side air puts him deep off stage.
The dodge through the recovery. Stingray one stock away from putting Experience into the lower bracket. Stingray, this is what we were talking about, right? Now the pressure is on Experience. He has to make the forward move.
Exactly. You have to be the one to pull the trigger at this point. You can't hide away. You can't try and just wait. You have 4 minutes to do it, but you eventually have to find that KO. You have to find that side light. You have to find that recovery and hopefully take out Stingray. Big Nair looking for the dodge up, but Stingray smartly going back down.
Yeah, doing a good job avoiding that KO tool because the longer he has this stock, the longer the clock is in his favor. If he loses the stock like this, then we have potential for a sudden death situation.
Yeah, we are at a very close game. That's not a whole lot of damage on the side of Experience. Starting to take a few now, getting hit by the Nair follow-up, but Experience getting satellite, getting the Nair, looking for a play off stage. Experience starting to go in a bit, punishes the neutral lights.
Things starting to swing in favor of Experience. Stingray with the pogo, getting some damage. Neither one of them in the KO percent. You didn't see Stingray with the reaction downlight.
Yeah, Experience now looking, it's kind of pulling out the last second burst. Like, hey, let me catch you off guard. It is still not in the best shape of health, but much better damage now on Stingray. So Stingray also can't afford to whiff more of those neutral lights, more of those side lights, because axes in hand, and these weapon tosses are starting to slowly get it to even.
I mean, with 2.5 minutes left on the play clock, there's still time to make the plays, and Experience is looking to make some big plays as he goes in with the gauntlets, doesn't get the side light. Weapon toss connect onto Stingray. Oh!
Recovery not enough just
yet. We're getting into the red.
Oh, I gotta watch out, but he just glides across the platform. No pressure at all from Experience.
Snap.
Experience just waiting for one good call. Neutral light's gonna back him off.
Neither one of them gonna commit to a signature. At this point, that would be too big of a risk. Both of them unarmed. Experience picks up the gauntlets, goes in with the N-Sig, calling my bluff. He's going to go over to the axe now.
You would have thought. Oh, coming in with the side airs now, but the weapon toss away. There's a chase for who gets it first. The side air coming through, and it's going to be Stingray who snatches it first, gets the side air, stops Experience from potentially getting that game. Did make a really good comeback at the end there to get it that close, but it wasn't enough, and Stingray is going to get another 3-0 here on stream.
Yeah, that scramble for that spawning weapon on the right side, both of them unarmed. Whoever picked it up would have had the advantage, and it was Stingray who dipped past, picked up the axe, and hit the side air. And just like that in the SteelSeries replay, Stingray closes